Hi, I'm Bill Mould, and this short video is an introduction to the bicycle drivetrain and gears. Here's an example of a single-speed bicycle. With a single-speed bicycle, you have no gear options. Here is a drivetrain with multiple gear options, typical of most modern bicycles. We have a crank, a chain ring, a cassette, a chain, a front derailleur, and a rear derailleur. Now, we could have in the cassette from 5 to 11 gears or cogs, and in the front sprockets or chain rings, we could have as many as 3. 2 are shown here. These are also called sprockets. So in this situation, if I had 3 chain rings, I could have as many as 3 times 11 or 33 gear options. With just the 2 chain rings shown, I have as many as possibly 22 gear options. Now I'm going to show you a couple of short clips from a very complete DVD I made a couple of years ago called Derailleurs in Depth. This is probably the most comprehensive treatment of derailleurs you'll find anywhere. Here's an overhead shot of a bike, and we'll expand this part here to this. I have enlarged both the sizes of the chain rings at the top and the cassette cogs at the bottom. My low gears are for easier riding if I want to go slower or for hill climbing. Conversely, my high gears are harder to pedal, but I can go faster if I'm on level ground or possibly going downhill. Amongst the chain rings, the smallest is my lower gear. Conversely, with the cassette, my lowest gear is the largest cog. Here is my high gear amongst the chain rings and my high gear in the cassette. The diameter of my wheel with a tire on it is 630 millimeters, which is pretty typical for a road bike. And if I want to know my circumference, I multiply 630 millimeters by pi, and I get 1978 millimeters, which we can just round off to an even 2 meters. This graphic shows me in my lowest gear combination the 34-tooth chain ring in the front and the 34-tooth cassette cog in the back. The red dashed line represents the chain. In this gear combination of 34 teeth in the chain ring in the front and 34 teeth in the cassette gear in the back, then I have a gear ratio of front to rear of 1:1. And that means that 1 revolution of the crank will cause 1 revolution of the rear wheel, and the bike will travel 2 meters, which is the circumference of the wheels. Here's a little graphic. Our pedaling motion begins with the right pedal and then halfway through shifts to the left pedal. Here's what it looks like in 1 second. Let's make a little table here and show crank revolutions per second. That would be the same thing as your pedaling. So if I pedal all the way around in 1 second, that would be 1 revolution of the crank per second. And then we'll plot that against velocity in terms of meters per second, and then convert that to velocity in miles per hour. Let's look first at a nice easy pace of pedaling of 1 revolution per second of the crank. So in 1 second I start here and I go through a quarter of a turn of the pedals, then a half a turn, then 3/4, and complete 1 turn in 1 second. In 1 second we go from here to here. In that 1 revolution, I have traveled 2 meters in that 1 second, so my velocity is 2 meters per second, which is 4.4 miles per hour. Let's double our rate of pedaling to 2 revolutions per second. So in 1 second, I go from here to 1 revolution to 2 revolutions in 1 second. 2 revolutions of the pedals means I've gone 4 meters, and I've gone 4 meters in 1 second, which is 8.9 miles per hour. Let's double our pedaling rate again to 4 revolutions per second. So in 1 second, I go from here to 1, 2, 3, 4 revolutions of the pedals. I've gone 8 meters in 1 second, so my velocity is 8 meters per second, which is 17.8 miles per hour. Suppose I'm pedaling along and I encounter a hill. So I select my easier gears, and my lowest gear combination is the inner chainring and the inner cog. In this easy combination, I can go up the hill. But if that's the only gear combination I have, I'm not going to be a very good cyclist, because if I want to go 35 miles per hour, I would have to, at that gear combination, crank at the rate of 8 revolutions per second, and nobody can possibly do that. If I want to go really fast, I go in the high gears, the outer combination, the large chainring and the small cog. And I can ride very fast. My largest chainring has 50 teeth, and my smallest cassette cog has 11 teeth. And that gives me a gear ratio of front to back of 4.5 to 1, which means that 1 revolution of the crank results in 4.5 revolutions of the rear wheel. Assuming I still have my same circumference of the wheel with a tire on it of 2 meters, then instead of only going 2 meters with my 1-to-1 gear ratio, I will instead, with this better gear combination, go 9 meters with 1 revolution of the crank. This then becomes my velocity equation. The velocity in meters per second is equal to the cadence, which is simply the number of revolutions of the pedals in 1 second, times the circumference in meters, times the gear ratio. And the gear ratio is going to be some combination of, in our case, 2 chain rings and 11 cogs. So if the number of teeth of the chain rings is 34 or 50, and the number of teeth in the 11 cogs ranges from 34 to 11, we obviously have quite a few different combinations. In my easiest gear combination, at a cadence of 1 revolution per second, if my circumference is 2 meters and I have a gear ratio of 34 to 34, which is just 1-to-1, I multiply that out and I have a velocity of 2 meters per second. that can be converted pretty easily into miles per hour. So you just take meters per second and multiply that by 2.2 and you get 4.4 miles per hour. But in my highest gear combination, at a cadence of 1 revolution per second, circumference still of 2 meters, and a gear ratio of 50 to 11, then I get a velocity of 9.1 meters per second, which works out to 20 miles per hour. Let's expand this picture even more. Now we have plenty of room to label the number of gears in each possible combination. You see 34 and 50 at the top for the chain rings, but I have expanded the size of the cassette so that you can see that we have the easiest gear is 34 teeth, the hardest is 11, but we have a bunch of intermediate gears in between. So any combination of 34 and 50 with 34 and 11 can be had. This is our 1-to-1. This is our 4.5 to 1. Here's one combination that gives me a 2-to-1 gear ratio. The outer chain ring with 50 teeth with a 25 tooth cog in the back gives me 2-to-1. So does this combination here with my inner 34 tooth chain ring with a 17 tooth cog in the back. And lots of other gear combinations you can select to give yourself the ideal combination of ease of pedaling and speed. So that was a short introduction to the drivetrain, gears, and pedaling, and I hope you found that useful. And lastly, here is my contact information. Thank you for watching.